It's time for a little clarification. Hey there, I'm Stephanie Lynn Ray. So I made a video the other day about masculinity and country swing dancing. A little analogy there. And it was a short video, which means that I didn't have enough time to really go into detail about a lot of things. And I noticed that there were a handful of men that responded to that video from a place of conscientiousness, insecurity maybe, and I wanted to clarify. I don't think that your perception matched my intention. Country swing dancing is something that I started doing about a year ago. Here's the correlation with masculinity. I do believe that there is a power vacuum in romantic relationships, that and it exists in every situation, right? And it's okay sometimes for the woman to be the lead, or for the woman to be in charge, or to take control, or whatever it is. That's an okay thing. But the reason I made that video is because there are a handful of men that I hear from on a regular basis that are complaining that women are not in their feminine energy, and they are not adhering to traditional roles. Traditional roles aren't an option for me right now in my life. When they were, I was thrilled to be a stay-at-home mom. I loved it. And that was after having been a career woman. I left a six-figure income to be a stay-at-home mom. That was a choice I made. It was right for me. I believe people get to choose, that they get to do what makes sense for them, that they get to magnify the attributes that are part of them, that best suit them, regardless whether or not those are masculine or feminine attributes. I think people just get to be their best selves as best as they're able. But because of this issue where I hear a lot of men complain that women are not in their feminine energy, I wanted to share some insights that I've had in my own relationships and in observations of others that I've made. And it's a lot like country swing dancing. When the man takes the lead, it's easy for me to fall into my feminine energy. I don't think I always need to be in my feminine energy. There are times where I'm going to step up and take the lead myself, whether or not a man is involved. But if you want a woman in her feminine energy, then here's how you do the dance. You have to lead with enough assertion. I'm going to use the word force, but it means decisiveness. On the dance floor, it's actually physical force. Give me enough push and pull that I know which way to go. It doesn't mean that I don't have any control, because I get to choose whether or not I follow. And here's the thing about following. When you follow, you don't just get pulled along. You aren't just in the wind or following his wake. You conscientiously tune into where he is going, and you choose to match his flow. You choose to be step in step. You choose to be in harmony with him. And that is a very comfortable place. And that is easy to do when he knows where he's going. So it's a matter of confidence. It's a matter of decisiveness and direction. It's okay if he does the move wrong. It doesn't matter. It's okay if you have to redirect. It's okay if you make a mistake while you are leading in life with your partner. That's all okay. You can redirect. It's not about whether or not you are doing the dance right. It's that you have the desire and the willingness to be assertive and to lead in a way that I can anticipate your moves and match them so that I can follow. It creates a comfortable place for me and helps me be in my feminine, and it also creates a safe place. So how do you do that? Because it's not just about knowing what you want and making decisions. Decisiveness is a big part. It's a beautiful part. But it centers in this whole idea. This centers in authenticity. Now, authenticity is something that I'm going to do a deep dive into at my conference on March 7th, because I think it is critical to so many aspects of our relationships. But in this one, a man that is truly masculine is authentic. He lives according to his own needs and wants. That doesn't mean he's selfish. It means he chooses intentionally when sacrifice is appropriate. But he does not subjugate himself to others because he's not strong enough to stand up for himself. He does not make choices that come at his own expense because he's not strong enough to stand in his own truth. That is important for women just as much as men. But since we're talking about masculinity, I'm talking about how that plays into masculinity. So if a man can be authentic, that is where the decisiveness, the strength, the confidence comes from, that a woman can step into her feminine and make intentional efforts to match his flow and be in harmony with him. And the dance is fun and beautiful and rewarding. That's the goal. Now, sometimes the woman can lead. There are going to be different situations. If we're talking about, more traditional roles like menu planning, maybe that's going to be the woman, right? If we're talking about finances, maybe that's going to be the man. In my world, depending on who I end up with, if it's a matter of business, that might be me. So it doesn't matter what it is, and I don't think that things have to adhere to traditional roles. I think the important part is that the dynamic suits the couple and you're in harmony. But men, if you feel like a woman is not in her feminine, this is a little insight as to what you can do to help her be there and find comfort and safety in you. And this helps facilitate a strong foundation for healthy relationships. Because I will die by this notion, we are all worthy of love.